Welcome back to Cowboy Bros. Jason and I are fresh off the segment discussing Deshaun Watson's potential return and suspension regarding the litany of sexual misconduct civil suits against him. It's time to turn the page and hit the reset button. And I'm not just talking about a new segment, Jason. I'm talking about the fact that DC Comics is trying to convince us that they're ready to start anew and to start with a new 10-year plan for the DC Comics properties. Now, Jason, this is fresh off the news that that Batgirl movie, which I believe they spent nearly $90 million on, they just shelved it. And so anytime someone talks about, number one, a 10-year plan or trying to do a 10-year plan focusing on a similar approach to Marvel Studios, Jason, I get nervous. Want to know why?
I do.
Because they already tried to shoehorn a 2.5-year plan down our throats for the last 10 years. You know, what am I supposed to believe based off of their history that DC is going to be able to pull this off? The reality is DC saw the success of Marvel and their response was, oh, we're just going to hit the fast track button and cut all sorts of corners and then remarkably be surprised when Batman versus Superman is a unmitigated underachiever.
Would you say it's the DC version of the Eternals?
I would say no, because we had 70 plus years of giving a damn about those characters. It's worse. The Eternals was unless you're like super into Marvel comics, you're not going to really feel like you were let down. But with Batman versus Superman, we're talking about the Mount Rushmore of DC Comics, and they fucked it up. And it's not that these DC properties don't work for a cinematic universe. It's that decisions were made almost so that it couldn't work, or at least work well. I think there's been some really good standalone movies, by the way. I think the Wonder Woman movies, or at least the first one. I haven't seen 1984. Feel free to send your hate mail to cowboybros@gmail.com. But I've at least seen Wonder Woman, I've at least seen Aquaman, and I've at least seen Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, and the Justice League, and the most recent Batman. And I think I've earned the benefit of the doubt as a DC fan.
Did you not see the Joker?
No. I just can't get into it. I have seen Suicide Squad, by the way.
Which one?
I'm talking about the one that was done by what's his face?
The one with Will Smith or not?
I've seen the one with Will Smith, regrettably, and the one also without Will Smith.
So you've seen them both? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, James Gunn. I had a mental block for a second, but yeah.
Yeah, one of them is Suicide Squad. The other one is the Suicide Squad. There's your difference.
If you say so.
I'm just saying the title. It made no sense to me why they're two different movies, similar names, you know. But yeah, so yes, they definitely have some good movies so far of things that could be considered DC Universe movies. Now, one question that you and I kind of are curious about is they announced this 10-year plan, on Friday. When did this 10-year plan start? Because I've seen a couple different articles that say that they're already in the 10-year plan. So, okay, what movie started it? Because if you're already in it, where are you going to go from here? You mentioned Justice League, which will be comparable to the Avengers, which the majority of people said was a flop until it got redone by, I think, Zack Snyder or whoever it was, which I never saw that. But you mentioned Wonder Woman was a good movie. 83 wasn't as good, but still good. But when did this 10-year plan start? And even if it starts right now, like where are you going to start from? Your best movies have I hate to say this, but your best movies probably have already happened. I did see something about future movies potentially already. The Flash movie is still going to be coming next June of 2023. I saw things about a second Joker movie, so you got to see the first one, Terrence. I'm sending you my hate mail on that one. And unfortunately, which made me throw up, I saw there's going to be a sequel to the Batman movie, the one with Twilight Boy. But yeah, that's don't shake your head at me. Don't shake your head at me. That's what he's known for. That's what he's always going to be known for. But anyway, but just where are we going to go with this 10-year plan? When did it start? That's my main question there. And I haven't, in everything I've seen, I haven't seen any answers to that, and I'm probably not going to put it out there. But whether it started three years ago or whether it starts right now, my question is, what are you going to do? Because if your plan started 3 years ago with the first movies that came out, then the first 30% of that plan, 33% of that plan has already failed. Because, as you said, the majority of the movies they've had come out between Suicide Squad stuff, Wonder Woman, Batman, all that stuff like that, the majority of those movies, most people would say, weren't very good, as I'm sure you just named. So that's what I want to know is where they're going to go. Shazam 2, Black Adam this year. Are those part of the 10-year plan?
You almost have to draw a line in the sand and say, okay, are these movies going to have continuity and they're going to build upon one another, or are you just going to kind of do the standalone model where, and for example, if you look at the latest Batman movie, there's really not any sort of tie-in to a cinematic universe. There's some people that feel that DC does not do that well. I'm gonna say they're right. You look at all these, all of the major successes for DC, where Wonder Woman performed very well. They need to get better at telling stories on an individual level and stop trying to tap into this. Oh, everything's a leaping pad for the next join up movie. That shit doesn't always work.
Well, but here's the thing, though. In all these articles that they're talking about, and you might have mentioned this, the 10-year plan they're talking about is going to be Marvel MCU-esque-ish. So they're probably going to try to simulate everything, not everything, but some of the stuff they did. So with that being said, like I said earlier, the Justice League is your Avengers. To some degree, you need to build around that. You're going to have to. But the problem with that is, who played the Batman in the Justice League movie? The actor.
Talking about Ben Affleck?
Exactly. You've already changed Batman. So how's that going to work? If you're going to go forward with what's his face as the Batman, how is that going to work when you've already had the Justice League movie with somebody else and the character, and you already just said the Batman movie didn't seemingly have any connection to those other movies. So how's that going to work? So at this point, again, if you're going to not go with the whole Justice League thing, which I'm not sure how you're going to do, seeing how you're going to have another Wonder Woman movie, another Aquaman movie, a Flash movie I mentioned coming out, a Cyborg movie coming out. So at some point, you're going to have to tie this stuff all together somehow. I'm not saying you have to have 3 Justice League movies to do 4 or 5 Avengers movies just to do like like they did. But you got to tie it together somehow. I see your point. But like you said, Black Adam's coming out this year. Shazam 2's coming out this year. Again, Shazam 2 is obviously a sequel. That's going to be a continuation for sure on how the first one ended. You can see the trailer and know that. But what's that leading to after that? I can see how they try with all the end credit scenes, stuff like that. They try to do the same thing as they should. But they have to build in the Justice League. That's one thing that made the Avengers work, because those characters that people knew and liked. The Hulk, Iron Man, Captain America, like that. That's why it worked. Who do people know in DC? Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman to a lesser degree. You have to build the 10-year plan of where it's going to be around them. And the other thing with the whole 10-year plan, it's like, why are you doing this now? I mean, besides the obvious. The MCU was created back in 2008 with the first Iron Man movie. We're in 2022. They've been in this for 14 years. So you had all this time to come up with a plan, knowing that Marvel was kicking your ass when it comes to movie making and money making. I'm sorry, but if I'm DC and trying to keep up with them on some level, I'm not waiting all this time for the MCU to start kind of going downhill. I'm trying to jump in there before. While it's just, I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. I get what they're trying to do now. They're trying to salvage themselves. And if you're a business person, that's what you should do. But I'm wondering, where's this plan going to start? Again, what's next beyond this calendar year? What are you going to do?
I'll close out the segment with this. Nothing says you don't know what the hell you're doing, like spending $90 million on a property. This damn movie was practically complete, and you've decided to shelve it.
They must have had some bad test screening reviews on that one, bro. Because that's according to reports, that's what got that movie scrapped. Is they test screened it and it didn't do very well. I would love to hear what those reviews were because, like you just said, you put $90 million into a movie that's almost done, and you just say, yeah, I'm good. Let's go ahead and just nix that. There must have been some bad reviews. So maybe so you know what? So to that degree, it could have been a strategic move for them to do that because the last thing you want to do is put out another crappy movie that people weren't feeling. The Batman movie already, I know you liked it, but for the most part, a lot of people didn't. So you want another Batman character that got another horrible movie? So yeah. So in some regard, maybe that's might be what they're thinking. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, it does not instill confidence, and I'll leave it at that. By the way, since you like to go with the whole a lot of people didn't like the Batman, it's 85% on Rotten Tomatoes. I just wanted to throw that out there.
And you're the same guy who said before, we're talking about movies, that you don't put a whole lot of stock into Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. So yeah, come at me with something else, bro. Come at me with something else.
No. I'm pretty sure I never once said that you should throw the baby out with the bathwater on Rotten Tomatoes. I mean, if something's objectively bad,
bro,
come on.
You said it on air, bro. You said it on air.
And you've said it on air. You haven't watched this movie, so let it go.
I don't need to. I don't need to. You want to keep going? We can keep going, bro. Hey, Terrence, smile, bro. It's all about fun, bro. All about fun.
So yeah, 85% for the tomato meter. Not that it's like an official metric or anything. Or 87% for the audience score. I mean, these are people that at least are willing to actually look at the damn thing. Just saying.
I have no reason to watch it.
Oh. With that said, that concludes our reset on this segment and on DC Comics and their 10-year plan. And with that, we'll wrap up the show.